You're watching Good Day Columbus on Fox 28.
Coming up, finding the best contractor. We have the ways that you can make sure your project or your money doesn't go down the drain. Well, as you know, this is that time. There are a lot of people who are looking to make upgrades to their houses, but it can be tough to figure out how to find that right contractor.
And this morning, author Sean King is here to share ways to keep from getting scammed. Sean, right off the bat, we probably get more calls about kind of crooked contractors than any other.
Anything, sure.
Yeah, and you are a third-generation contractor, and you say there's one...
There's really three
Okay.
that kind of are tied. There's a ton of mistakes made, obviously, but there's kind of the top three that we always find people making when they hire the wrong contractor.
Okay.
Mistake number one is not pre-screening your contractor. The technology is there today.
Right.
As soon as you get their contact info, jump online. Check them out at review sites, Angie's List, BBB, Google, and Yelp, paying special attention to how they handle and resolve any of their complaints. And take it one step further. Reach out to some of their previous customers.
Yeah, absolutely.
Were they happy with the process? Do they love the finished product? And the million-dollar question, would they hire him again? If the answer to that is not an emphatic yes, move on to the next candidate.
Really?
Yeah.
Now, can you trust one service over the other? Angie's List over BBB. Angie's List is a subscription service. Is that making it a little more difficult?
Angie's List is now free.
Oh, good.
I used to recommend to kind of skew towards Angie's List because it was a paid service.
Okay.
They're kind of more trustworthy reviews,
Yeah.
but they've now recently changed their business model, so it's free. So I'd say they're kind of all the same. That's why you want to go across the whole gambit and kind of make a blend, a blended average, if you will.
Gotcha.
You know, if they got a bunch of A+s on BBB and a bunch of Ds everywhere else, then you want to take that into account.
Average.
Sure.
Okay.
One thing that we hear from people all the time is they want money up front, and I'll bet that's one of your...
That's the most common one. That's mistake number 3.
Okay.
So we'll jump ahead to 3 and we'll skip back to 2. 3
Yes.
is getting ahead of your payment schedule.
Right.
You need to establish a payment schedule with your contractor prior to starting the job, but as the homeowner, it's up to you to stick to it. Sure. As soon as you get ahead on payments with your contractor, all bets are off. You've lost any control or leverage that you may have had in the process.
Right.
He's not going to determine when or even if your project gets completed. You give him all the money, there's no incentive to come back.
Well, that's the thing. People feel like they have to pay it all up front.
A huge red flag.
Right.
You know, anytime your contractor says, well, I need, half down to buy the materials.
Yes.
Huge red flag.
Really?
If they cannot afford to fund your window project or kitchen remodel, fill in the blank, then they have no business bidding your project. They should be working on smaller jobs, working their way up.
Wow.
That's a huge red flag. If they need the money for the materials, they're at the tipping point of, one bad issue and they're out of business.
They're out of
And now
business.
your warranty is worthless. And then mistake number 2
Right.
is you need to get everything in writing, including an on-time written guarantee. Almost no one asks for this. You want them to put right into the contract exactly how long your product's going to take to complete before it's even started.
Wow.
We've all heard the horror stories where your contractor says, don't worry about it, kitchen will be done in 2-3 weeks, tops. You're like, oh, that's great. And then 5 months later, your kitchen's still not done,
Right.
and you're outside washing your dishes with a garden hose. An 83-year-old widow outside of Boston, a Coleman cooler and a garden hose was her kitchen. It was New England. The weather was not conducive to that. He took the money and ran.
I've done the same story. Woman hired a contractor that they saw working down the street, and the kitchen not done. She's doing her dishes with a plastic bucket in her kitchen.
These stories throughout the country.
Yeah.
She sees him. He's in a nice truck. He's got a nice business card. He's well groomed. They're like, oh, this guy's the best contractor ever. Not necessarily the case. You got to do your due diligence. It's your castle. You got to protect it.
So what's your recourse? I mean, besides,
If you give them, well, the key is you need to control the payment structure. So when your contractor says, listen, I need a half down, I need another 25% the day we show up to start, and then 25% when it's done. You can't give him 75% of the money before he's done anything. So you just got to say, I'm uncomfortable with that. I'd like to give you 5 or 10% down and stage the payments.
Okay.
Here's the key. If you don't hold back a minimum of 50% of the project cost until it's 100% completed, you're going to have little to no control over how this process goes.
Interesting.
And the thing is, people always want the best deal. They're always looking for a deal. And
Right?
they cut corners,
They
right?
sure do. Here's the thing. If you get 4 bids and everyone's 10 grand and then one guy's 7 grand, the other 3 guys aren't price gouging you. There's something the $7,000 guy isn't doing.
Really?
Or absolutely. There's corners he's cutting.
It's not just because I'm nice, huh?
Really like you,
customer,
Sean.
right?
Yeah.
You're a lucky day. Unfortunately, that's not how it works. These guys, they don't do good work, so the only way they do win jobs is by bidding them low. So you got to watch out for that. You don't want to be the next horror story online. You don't want to be that F review online.
Right. So you've got a book out.
I do. It's a bestseller. It's got 25 what I call deal breakers in it.
Okay.
It's kind of a step-by-step guide on exactly how to hire the right contractor. If you follow the book and the 25 deal breakers, you will hire the right contractor no matter where you are or what project you're doing.
And where can we get it?
It's available on Amazon.com.
Very good.
Well, thank you so very much. And if you just go look over there, I'll take this. These are real.
They're real,
right for
real
the
dollar
cash.
bills.
Real. I like
Nothing's
how
getting
you work.
past you.
Thank you so much,
Thanks
Sean.
for having me.
Appreciate
Thanks,
it.
Sean.